Potter's Journal. Here we are in St. Columkille's parking lot. We already did our thing in line for the Friday fish fry. Let's get back and see what we can do in the studio today. So here we are back home. It is time for a Potter's Journal mukbang. I can't help myself. Look at this mukbang Potter's Journal. Okay, let's see what's going on in the studio today. Mukbang! This is one time I checked for sure. The wheel is off. And where would we eat on a week like this? It is marathon week here at the pottery. I am making pots every day. And actually this does take me back to doing a pipe sculpture workshop with maybe 10 participants and trying to get my own work done as well. By Thursday, I was always just in over my head. And I think we're about day 5 or 6 or 7 on marathon week. I'm over my head again. And my co-conspirator in presenting the workshops would bring me in Wendy's single cheese, only onions. And this is not the best local fish fry, but it is a complete package. You don't have to decide whether you want this side or that side. They just put it all in here. And the fish is underneath. This year was a little bit different because it was only drive-through, and it looks like they eliminated the roll. And it is still warm. So there's the fish. A macaroni salad, or whatever you call it, cheese, and French fries. Oh. And the coleslaw. There is a thing about the steam, putting them in these containers and the steam. Another place they wrap the buns separate and it just dried out. And the fish got soggy, whereas when you put the fish on a bun and in the box and close it, the steam does something to it. And wait, this is a ceramic channel. You don't know what mukbang is. You've got to. You're watching YouTube. You, in many cases, are big fans of Korean pottery and ceramics, making you fans of Korean culture. You don't know what mukbang is? And actually, I guess you could say this is not it. About eating tremendous amounts of food. But wait a minute, I'm 60. This is a tremendous amount of food. I don't know if I can eat all of this. We'll see what happens. But it's also about listening to their stories and seeing what they have to say. So, in a sense, that's what we're doing here. And it being marathon week, the reason it is, I had a very bad winter. I got absolutely nothing done, except for maybe berry colanders. But it was a huge story. We went through all the process. I had to get something else done, so I declared marathon week. I did mugs. We put the handles on them. And their coleslaw is very good. What came next? Oh, the little vases. If I didn't do marathon week, this wouldn't have happened. I've been wanting to do these things for years. I did a board. Oh, the best of them was this one. This one. Okay, it got thrown off center. And before that, they were all very tight, very controlled. My third year back to pottery, I went through getting, you know, very controlled, but now, you know, I need to loosen up. Well, this one thrown off center, and I knew, okay, this is not going to make it. I'm not going to get it to line up on that board like all the others. So, you know, I just let go and took the chances. And, you know, as it's going like this, well, I just go like that too, and get the walls the same thickness and thinness and all of that. So, and then even the bottom, the others may be a little heavy on the bottom. This one, I just took the rib in and jammed it in there and didn't worry because, you know, it was already lost. And this one came out the best, that it's got that, like that to it. And, you know, this one's the one I'll put aside. And then, what else happened? I think then, oh, what did I say? Toothbrush holders. Serious potters don't make them. Didn't I say that too about, and I don't see it back here, sponge holders. But when I look at a Freddie Moretti sponge holder, it's a piece of art. And you know, it has to do maybe more with the creator and what they put into it. And for me, my heart is just not in the sponge holders and the toothbrush holders, so I don't stand to. But for somebody else, they can be a great piece of art. So it's what you bring to it. And this is the dinner. There's no bun with it. Usually a little sandwich roll. Then I did the little heart pictures. Okay, I think Lee Bass is going to show us how to do these. They turned out so good. I did a board, and then I thought, well, there's still 3 places on the board, so I made a few more. My studio's usually out there, and the way you dry things and monitor them is such a big deal. Moving my wheel in here next to some heat, things have been drying out very quickly. I should have just tossed them. Instead, I kept dunking them and splashing them, and by the time I got around to, you know, trying to do it and going like that and like that, you know, they just cracked anyway. I really should have just started over. Which leads us to, okay, this was a week of little stuff that, you know, if we didn't go little, we wouldn't have gone at all. But this is the big project, and this I've been working on the entire week. Trying to recreate some, I call them Picasso jugs from the Maduro Pottery. Their design that he painted on. Well, I did these and I knocked the top off of one. And this one, the bottom was too thin, so I put a slab down there. Once again, you should just start over. It popped off. And actually this, I really can just sand that down. This one can be fired, but I wanted to do them again. So this has been coming along all week. I made, this is the part you haven't seen this week. You know, the big part. And the donut jugs. And actually, yeah, you've seen me do these in a couple videos of making pottery and pumpkin donuts. I did a video making apple strudel. Okay, that's why we've turned a mukbang here. Too much work went into the apple strudel and not enough views. And what? Mukbangs by billions of people who make them get tons of views. And this is the only time I ever eat macaroni salad, or macaroni and cheese, I think it's called. It's good with the French fries. I did my homework, and this is, okay, this I guess cannot officially be a mukbang unless there's ketchup with it. So, and this can't be a pottery channel unless we use some nice pottery, so we better do that. And I've been trying all week not to get this shirt dirty, actually to get it dirty with some clay, to show a lot of potters who think, why don't you potters who make a lot of pots ever get dirt on you? So got to be careful here. We're likely to get ketchup on it. It's clay I'm trying to get on it. So ketchup, mayonnaise. I think I like the mayonnaise. And then this week I did show how to make these handles that are going to go here. I had to make them 3 times over. I realized this one was just way too thin. And then by the time I realized that, I made some more, so they got thicker. And then this is all a matter of managing things. Everything here dries out at a different rate. You've seen me do spouts a lot, and I throw them on a little lifting pad, 2 pieces here. So it's when you lift it off the wheel, it doesn't get deformed, and when it dries out, you set it on a board. They always dry out way too quick from the bottom. It keeps them drying out slower. So these took the longest to dry. I made them first, then these. Then these. These were just made today. Or I'm sorry, was it yesterday? But I've been, and they dried out too fast, so I've been reworking them. After getting everything made, I went out in the studio to get these guys, and oh no! Look at that! It is cracked, a spiral pattern. I am not used to this happening to me, because I am constantly monitoring this stuff. So this was a huge part of the week. At first I thought it was very cold. There was a cold, almost frost out there. I put a quilt over them. And then I looked at the pattern, and that's not frost pattern. And then I realized too that the compressed air in there, maybe that had something to do with it. Has anybody ever had the experience of and had a pattern like that appear on the top of a closed-in form? Is that what happened? This has never happened before. Maybe because I usually monitor them and do the putting together maybe at an earlier stage, or maybe it is because I do. Maybe it is because I have always put that in and let the air out. So, yeah, any thoughts on that? Is that what went wrong? So that was a big part of the week. That is not going to happen. These I can still save and do something with. Maybe some jug and the lugs so they can hang on the wall. I don't know what I will do with all the handles. And now the question is, if this is marathon week, how many days are there in a week? Can we stretch it out to 8 or 10? I will have to do something to make up for just doing little production stuff that I know I need, that I know is going to do me good at the craft shows. And I'm thinking maybe I will do something on the kick wheel yet. So we might close the week out with that. And we've got to start thinking about a kiln yet, because that was a big disaster to have recently too. I think now I might head out onto the snow, because I see only patches of it. There's some sun out and some of it has disappeared. So you will have to stop back tomorrow. See how I finish out the day here? And if we finish all the food from the first Potter's Journal mukbang. Mukbang! There wasn't a lot of snow in town as standard yesterday. Not a lot of snow in the village this morning. But here things are still looking okay. But it won't be soon long and the trails won't connect. What do we do then? What happens after Pottery Marathon Week? Oh, I don't want to think about it. I think this doesn't end. You can just keep making pots and skiing.